Mic testing again. Can you hear me? Yeah. So what is the meeting about? Anybody? Yeah, and what? Absolutely. What we are going to talk about today is all about AI. How AI is going to take over the world, how there is going to be no technical glitches, absolutely no problems. While we took, I don't know, almost 45 minutes to figure it out, there will be nothing as such. But no, sorry. You know me, if you have heard me talking, I'll talk about AI. What I am going to talk about today is what is the advantage that we have as a human over AI. Why am I going to talk about this? I laid my hand on this book about 5 days ago, and the very first chapter, Albert Einstein talks about that what makes life beautiful, what makes life amazing. What do you think before I disclose what was he talking about? Anybody from the online people as well?
Toastmasters.
Can you see if somebody's raising hands and want to speak?
Toastmasters.
Yeah, I'm listening. Aryan, if you're talking, you're on mute.
Yeah, I said Toastmasters.
Toastmaster, absolutely. That is correct answer. You won $1 million. The most important thing that makes life amazing and beautiful is the mystery of life. That what's going to happen the next moment. And while we have all this AI technology, what is this technology doing for us? This is making everything predictable. This is making sure that everything is just averaged out. And as humans, we lose our authenticity and we are moving towards scripted life. Can I have 2 volunteers, please? Yes, please. Welcome my volunteer number 1. Yeah, please. Now imagine you guys are strangers, you don't know each other. Okay? You just have to meet and greet and know about each other. Over to you guys.
Hi, I'm Gaurav. Good to meet you. What do you do? Currently working with telco company based out in. Okay. I myself am associated with American Express, working on the data engineering side. So how's so good? How's family working family? Very well, very well. So it's been how long you have been putting up an idea? It's been close to 1 year, quite recent. It's good to see that. Good to bump into you. I'm looking forward to see more. Same here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please have a seat. So did you guys observe a pattern? Anybody? No? What was the first thing that they did when they greeted each other? They told their name. What was the second thing? Yeah, your work, location, where do you live? Anybody observe a pattern? Age, location, your sex or gender? Yeah? Do you remember age, ASL? Where does this come from? Anybody from 90s? Okay, Gen Zs don't put too much brain into it. Exactly. Yahoo Messenger. Anybody remembers from 19s when we had this Yahoo Messenger? How did we greet each other? Can I have? Yeah. And that's the script that we are following in 2026 as well. We cannot move beyond that without checking what's person's age, name, location, pretty much. So how do we transition into unscripted conversation, something which is driven with dopamine, which makes you memorable? We will discuss everything in detail because, yes, it's all about Vision 2030. But before that, let me tell you that this meeting is divided into three sections. Number one is the prepared speech because, yes, people put in a lot of effort to teach you guys to learn themselves. That is pretty much the essence of Toastmasters, that we are here to learn and to become better speakers. The section number two is what section number two? Can somebody remind me? The table topics. I did not forget. I was just pretending to forget. Section number two is table topics where you, the people who have not prepared any speech, can participate, can share their stories, and you can also learn and grow with us today. And section number three, which is most important for our learning and growth, is the evaluation section. And this is the section where we receive feedback, where we implement feedback and grow as a speaker. So to tell you in detail about the evaluation section, we have our general evaluator today. So as a general evaluator, we have such an amazing person for you, who is the division champion herself. She works in a fintech company and does some cool stuff that I cannot recall before without checking my notes. So you know how amazing she is. So please welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Akanksha. Thank you, Toastmaster, for that introduction. And I'm just going to take I work in Genpact. I'll take that, right? Thank you. So I hope I'm audible, right? So evaluate for today. My role is to evaluate the entire meeting, and we've had a great start, and you all are going to hear about it from me in my report for sure. Moving on, I have a special team of two people, the timer and the language evaluator, who will be supporting me in my roles. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster Shauna, the language evaluator for today.
Guys, am I audible? So I will be the general evaluator for today's meeting, whereas I will be taking a note of good usages and so not so good usages of the words that will be spoken during the meeting. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report to the general evaluator. With that, I hand over the stage back to our general evaluator of the day today, Toastmaster Akansha. Okay. Before that, let me present the word of the day today. The word of the day today is nostalgia. So when I talk about nostalgia, nostalgia is something when you look back to memorize something, or you feel like crying, or you overjoy with things. When I look back and meet millennials, I feel nostalgia about the time I have spent, the memories I have spent. And the people who will be speaking this word during the course of the meeting will get a thumbs up. And at the end of the meeting, we'll also cover who has spoken nostalgia how many times. So I encourage you all to cover today's word of the day during your meeting. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to call upon the timer for today, who will be Toastmaster Anshuman. So Toastmaster Anshuman, over to you.
All right. Good morning to the online audience and the offline audience. Time is of essence to all of us. That's why we invest 45 minutes sorting out the technical issues of Right Wing Toastmaster Club. But nevertheless, for a Toastmaster meeting, we give 7 minutes for a prepared speaker to share the content of the speech. So I'll be timing a prepared speaker until he or she is the icebreaker speaker for 7 minutes. I'll show a green card at 5 minutes, a yellow card uh, at 6 minutes, and a red card at 7 minutes for the speaker to share the speech content. Next, we have the spontaneous speaking section, which is a table topic section. In the table topic section, we have 2 minutes to speak, where I'll be showing the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and the red card, you guessed it right or not, at 2 minutes. And you'll have 30 seconds buffer for each. And evaluation section, similarly, 3 minutes. Green card at 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, yellow card, and red card at 3 minutes. I look forward to a productive meeting, unlike the first 45 minutes. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Kancha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Um, so I will be presenting my report at the end of the session once we're done with the prepared speeches segment and the table topics segment. Until then, I'd like to hand it over back to the TMOD of the day, Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Thank you, everyone, for taking up roles. And thank you for our online audience for bearing with us while we were sorting out the technical issues. So I was talking about the vision of 2030. The vision is, that's what I believe, okay? Don't quote me on this. Don't sue me in a court if you don't see this vision happening. But the vision is that AI is growing, evolving, learning every single day. But as humans, what are we doing? We are also learning and trying to compete with machines. We are also learning languages. We are also learning how to run AI. But in this race, we forgot what we have an advantage over AI that AI can never have. That is the human feeling. Of course, AI can send email, it can get calls for you, it can make presentations. Sorry, sometimes I speak English in a fine text. So what it cannot do, it cannot understand human feelings. It can try to mimic the expression of empathy, but does it feel how exactly you feel? It can say that I apologize for inconvenience, but does he sense that inconvenience that you face when we are figuring out the technical issues? It cannot. So what makes humans have an edge over AI is our ability to sense emotions and read the person like you did for first 8 seconds, to judge how does the person look, to decide whether to listen to the person or not. Because if you compete with AI, you are going to be just an average, slow performing another machine. But if you are human, if you are authentic, if you operate from empathy, you become rare. And what's rare is expensive. So with this expensive experience of 10 years, yes, that's what AI cannot do. To make the meeting go just in a different direction, in unpredictable manner. Thank you very much for that. So the next person I'm going to call upon is an amazing speaker, amazing person who actually helped us. Oh, actually, no. Before I call upon the speaker first, let me call upon the evaluator for our speaker one, which is so our very own district judge. I am certain she needs no introduction because every introduction that I will say will be short on how much you know her, how much you adore her, and you have all seen her. So I think the best introduction is when the person is in no need of the introduction. So allow me to welcome the evaluator for speaker one, is Toastmaster Meenal. Okay. I'm fairly new to this. This is actually
Not an issue.
mic clearly.
So let me clarify. I'm not district judge. I'm just an area director.
See, it's what makes us
Maybe in future you will invite me as a district judge.
This is between
2020, 30, right? So, good morning, everyone, on all the Toastmaster and dear guests. Today, I'm here to evaluate Toastmaster Anshuman's speech, and I believe it is your second pathway, right? Okay. Okay. So, Anshuman is delivering his first speech, and it's a simple speech where he will deliver a speech in any topic. I will give feedback, and in the next speech, he will implement all this feedback in his speech. So this is all about the first project in Toastmasters journey. So all the very best to you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Meenal, for making us familiar with the speaker's speech. So, allow me to introduce this person before you get to hear him. Like I said, the rare experience of 10 years, and he's a black belt. Not in karate, but in Six Sigma. And he also does some cool stuff at Google, which I cannot recollect without referring to my notes. But what is his rare trait? He bridges the gap between business expertise and storytelling. So allow me to welcome with the speech title, What's Next? Toastmaster Anshuman. Toastmaster Anshuman, what's next? And, my ceremony.
Thanks a lot. I hope I'm audible to the online audience. Before I even begin, let me share a fun fact with all of you. I have given this precise speech on Bright Beginnings 100th meeting, 150th meeting, 200th meeting, 250th meeting, and this is a 300th meeting where this speech is a speech which evolves with the audience because this speech is about the history and the future of Bright Beginning Toastmasters Club. So when we talk about Toastmasters, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What did you discover? Like when you thought about Toastmasters, what is the thought that came? Is it about okay? So you did not even know what Toastmasters is. Just like okay, okay. You did not know why it is called the Toastmasters. There's a Toastmaster Shaunak who has fantastic selling skills. He sold all of us Toastmasters. Uh, so maybe we can start with that. So how Toastmaster evolved is initially in 1920s, people had difficulty giving toast to people because it was a tradition on a table to give toast to each other, especially during celebration. So Ralph Smedley, who was the founder of Toastmaster, decided let's get together, let's learn how to give toast to each other. For example, we gave toast to the 300 meeting plus Toastmaster Kansha winning the division contest this time. Uh, yes, a lot of kudos on that. If I trace back driving Toastmaster, right, we have Toastmaster Gaurav, who's now the district director, joined the meeting today. Initially, it was conceptualized in a hostel kind of environment. And let's start a new club, which can be a community club where all the Gen Zs or millennials of those times could gather together and learn public speaking. But what was the first challenge that Bright Wing Toastmasters faced? We did not have a venue. For example, today, after 50th, 100th, and 300th meeting, I think that has become the core of the club that we did not have a venue. So the team decided that we should have a venue in a library. And you can imagine people study in a library and they wanted us to be quiet. Also, we had to remove our shoes, our socks, and then enter in a quiet environment to give a speech. And that is how Bright Beginning Toastmasters started with, as we know, Jugaad. That whenever there's a problem, we figure out something like today. We did not have AC working, we did not have audio availability, Wi-Fi working, but Toastmaster Shaunak figured out this beautiful place for all of us to sit and have a gala time and followed up by a delicious lunch where few more folks are joining just for the lunch. After, say, 50 meetings, the library decided to shut down. And then we again did not have a place. Then where do you think we decided to hold the meeting next? No, that is, you're talking about modern era. Sector 29 market, cyber hub, pretty wrong guesses. We decided to hold the meeting in a park amongst all the kids playing, amongst the aged doing their morning yoga. We decided to do, or morning yoga or not, decided to hold meetings. And you can imagine what happened. When I was giving a speech, there were children running around me. Bhaiya, 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 bhaiya. What do you say? Dar, 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 dar. Then there's a dog which came, which ran around me, and then went back. So then we decided after 100 meeting that we should be a bit more professional because we had Toastmasters, we should have a permanent place of our own. And then what happened? And then a global catastrophe hit humanity, which is COVID-19, which is completely online. And then it was 2 years of holding dedicated online meetings with special workshops, trainings, and every Saturday morning in the COVID environment, we used to look forward to catching up with each other. And after that, we shifted to Toastmaster Minds, a board where we switched to hybrid mode. And then Toastmaster Shaunak took over as president and decided to generously contribute this environment to all of us. So that has been the history and geography of Bride Winning Toastmasters Club. But what has been Bride Winning all about? So if you have to share quickly one word about Bride Winning Toastmaster, especially the members, what does Bride Winning Toastmaster mean to you? Toastmaster Shaunak, what does Bride Winning Toastmaster mean to you? What is the first word that comes to your mind?
Energy.
Akansha. Bright. Okay, bright. Clearly. Meenal. Okay. Why did I become the AD of this club? Okay. Loathing. Growth. Okay. Any other uh, connections? Okay. Connections for you. Oh, yes, the first time, but learnings. Yeah, definitely a lot of learnings today. You're new. Taking to the next level, definitely. And Meenakshi, safe place. Anyone from online audience?
Beginning with bright.
If you could type it in the chat box, what does driving Toastmaster mean to you? All right. So I have cards flashing. So all these words is what keeps driving Toastmaster together. And having a district participant from our club is no mean thing. It's the highest platform within our district. And somewhere in Toastmaster Kansha's victory, we felt each other's victory. Because with the Jugaad, we have driven this club for 300 meetings. And somebody reaching district was beyond imagination for all of us. But Toastmasters Akansha took that baton, ensured that we have a representative at the district level, all through the friendships, camaraderie, learning, which is true for Toastmasters altogether. So for the future, we'll be exploring through Toastmaster Meenakshi's Toastmaster Day speech or content today. We'll ensure that Toastmaster Shaumak's red card goes down and we ensure that we have a fulfilling in the next 600, 900 meeting. We are still together, and hopefully, we'll have a permanent venue where we can celebrate the spirit of Toastmaster together. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster. Vijay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anshuman. And this is exactly what happened after 300th meeting. That when in first meeting you struggle to hit the green card in your table topics, when you get an opportunity, you cannot stop talking, even if the cards are flashing. So that's exactly the future, where you are not struggling to talk, but struggling to stop. That when to stop. So with this, let me introduce my speaker number 2. And this was the information that I could remember without referring to my notes. Yeah, I think it's time that I refer to my notes. Okay. So let me welcome our second evaluator, which is a guest, Toastmaster. Is this person doing the evaluation?
Bob is the evaluator for Toastmasters.
Nancy's doing the speech. Nancy's doing the speech. Okay, let me call upon the evaluator for the second speech, which is the guest, Toastmaster Bob. Do we have him in the meeting? Okay, all right. So I'll go on mute so that we can get to know more about.
Thank you, Meenakshi. So today I will be evaluating Toastmaster Nancy, who will be giving her level 2 speech. For her level 2 speech, we're looking at a well-structured speech with a very clear intro and a clear body and a clear conclusion. This is going to be her okay, I don't have the pathway, but her title of the speech is Turning Setbacks into Comebacks. So, Toastmaster Nancy, I wish you all the best. Back to you, Tia Moody. Hello. Okay, Toastmaster Nancy, I'll just introduce you so you can come onto the stage and start your speech. Speech timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Nancy, turning setbacks into comebacks. Turning setbacks into comebacks, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bob. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever had a day when you wake up confident and ready to conquer the world? And suddenly you get a surprise. You get shocked, different expression, different people. But I have had many such days. At this point, what I feel that I have a subscription plan. After 3 or 6 months, we get something or other. Over time, I have learned something important, that setbacks come to us, they come to shake us, but they shake us into building something better, making something better. Uh, so, a while back, I was working on an important assignment in office. Very important, wherein top leadership was also involved. Many people were involved, and everything was planned, and we were going as per the plan. I was very confident that we will be able to deliver that assignment on time with quality. While one day, one dependency wherein we wanted few details from other teams, that dependency broke. We were waiting for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days gone. It's been 5 days. That dependency, that details we did not receive, that got escalated. We had multiple meetings. I had no answers. My manager said, "What is your plan B? What is your alternative? If that is not closed by that team, how would we proceed? You should have plan B. How are you so confident?" I had no answers. With I was getting multiple emails and I had no answers. I was mute. With every email I was receiving, my heart was sinking. I was sitting idle. I had nothing on my mind how to proceed. In the evening, when everybody left, I didn't want to go back home. I was sitting at my desk, staring my laptop, and was thinking, what was my plan B? Such situations might occur, but there was nothing with me. So I gave it a pause and thought, is this the end of the project? Is this the end? Or this is just a dramatic interval? That point, I scheduled another meeting for the next day, invited all the team members. We replanned everything, redistributed the work, and started working on it. I requested for the support, although it was becoming very difficult to approach the leaders that time, wherein there was a big blunder from our side, but we had to approach that we need support this time. So we worked day and night from 9 till 11 in the night for next few weeks. Around 4 5 weeks we were working whole day and night, but this time we had plan B as well. If this will not work out, there is another person who will be providing the details to us. I was not that confident the way I was earlier, but this time I was more conscious about each and every detail we were receiving. Over a period of time, we were on track. We got back on track. I was happy. Everyone was little happy that now we are getting back on track. But this time we were not that confident, and I didn't want to show that happiness because we were still in the middle. Over time, we were able to deliver 5 months over. We delivered the project on time with quality, and we received an appreciation email from the client. We were so happy. Everyone was happy because, and another point was, from failure to success, the kind of confidence you receive was unmatchable. Because the point is, that time I was thinking that we will not be able to deliver. When we delivered, we got the appreciation from the client, and we received 10 on 10 on that project. So that was the happiest moment. So that project ended, but I learned few lessons from that setback. So the first lesson is, setbacks, they don't break you, they build you. Like a gym trainer. I go to gym. So every time we go to gym, our gym trainer pushes me to to add more weights. Earlier you were on 10 kgs, now you should pick 12 kgs or 15 kgs every time, because to gain that strength. So the setbacks, they give you inner strength to become a better person. Second lesson I learned, that you need to reflect. Don't react. Just give a pause. I did that. I gave a pause. I gave a thought that time, and then restarted again. Just give a pause, and a sometimes the best most productive thing you can do, just not do anything for that moment, and sit in a silence, let the noise settle, then make a decision and restart. Third lesson I learned, that progress is never a straight line. We will get a U-turn, we will have an emotional breakdown, we will have zigzag path, and many times we would feel that we are back on square one. But that square one would be the better version. You would be standing at the better version of the square one. Fourth and the last lesson that I learned is, setback is a setup. You need to restart, rise, and rebuild. restart, it is difficult to restart because you have already put in so much effort, and again you need to start the things. It takes efforts, but you need to do it. This will be better version and rise. So the second point is the rise. Every time, so you will restart and you will rise even if it is 0.1%. You need to do that. You need to progress and rebuild. So one stronger version every time. You need to think positive and progress. So, fellow Toastmasters, life will always throw surprises at you, the good or bad. Many times you would feel that, why only me? Why this happened to me, not to everyone? But at some or other point of time, everyone faces good or bad situations in their life. So, every setback carries a message. The message is, you're not done. You are just being upgraded. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters of the Day, Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nancy, for that amazing speech and giving us so valuable lessons. Definitely, we will need them in our Vision 2030. With this, very quickly, I'll call upon the evaluator for our speaker three, which is ex-Toastmaster Harsh, who was our VPPR. And ever since he left, I think I am being overburdened with that PR job. So I really hope that from ex, Harsh becomes current Toastmaster and help me with a little bit of more PR. So over to you, Toastmaster Harsh, and please let us know more about Toastmaster Ashutosh, the speaker three speech, please. Do we have Toastmaster Harsh?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Toastmaster Meenakshi. Uh, Speaking about VPPR, I think you are doing an incredible job, better than me, of course. Coming back to Toastmaster Ashutosh, he will be giving his icebreaker speech of the dynamic leadership pathway. uh, I've been seeing Toastmaster Ashutosh ever since I started Toastmasters and always love hearing what he says. Today, he will be going back to the basics and be introducing himself, presenting his leadership goals, and getting comfortable speaking in front of an audience as an upcoming leader. I know that he already is a leader, but he is practicing his uh, skills in that area. The title of his speech is "Be a Tortoise but a Rabbit." Toastmaster Ashutosh, all the best for your speech. Back to you, Timor, Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Harsh. Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Harsh, for giving us introduction about our Toastmaster Ashutosh speech. And let me tell you, he was a Toastmaster before, and he joined back, and now he want to give his ice-breaking speech today. So after the speech ends, I request everyone to give him a standing ovation for his ice-breaking speech. So let me present you Toastmaster Ashutosh. Don't be a tortoise, but a rabbit. Don't be a tortoise, but a rabbit, Toastmaster Ashutosh.
Do you know why rabbits loses the race even if they're running very fast? The rabbit loses because they have been trained so that taking naps during the race is normal. On the other side, the tortoise, who is walking slowly but steadily, finally wins the race. Let me admit today, or rather confess today, I have been a proud rabbit who was taking pride in the my abilities to finish the things at the last minute, somehow managing to take the sprints and finishing things in time, even though not being consistent. How many of you have experienced this? That's completing something just on time, not being regular though. So I remember passing exams during college is one of such thing, and I also acknowledge and give myself some relief that I'm not the only one doing so. So rabbits, welcome to the club. The Parkinson's law say work completes is the time given for its completion. The Parkinson law says any work is completed in the time given or available for its completion. Way back in year 2000, when I was in college, I was a living example of this law. Finishing every project submissions, taking every exam studies last minute, I was managing to sail through, and I was very proud of my ability to doing so. Ignoring the fact that over the years, I was becoming a stronger rabbit. This ability grew much stronger when I became, when I got into my job. My job had been in sales. So that sales, the nature of job again put me into the place where I need to finish things, lot of things at the last minute. And this ability grew stronger and stronger over the years, only to realize me with a shock which has come in the year of 2018. One of the day in the November of 2018, I was called upon by the management committee of my then company. I was called upon for a meeting to inform me that I was given a direction to change my department. Change my department from the glorious, high-performing department where I was one of the top ranker to the department which is newly set up and is insignificant for the company. This come as a big shock for me. I was devastated. I took introspection and finally realized that this is the rabbit inside me, which is put me into this situation. It took some time for me to accept and acknowledge the situation. Eventually, I triggered the tortoise. I triggered the tortoise to wake up and start doing things steadily. Things involved doing my work on time consistently and also taking the accountability to learn new skills, which eventually helped me further to grow to a new milestone in my career. Robin Sharma said in his one of the latest book, any change is difficult in the beginning, messier in the middle, and glorious at the end. Although I have come across a lot, but I am still in a messier position. I am still get involved in taking the last minute sprints. The rabbit inside me still wakes up. But now I have a realization when to get that rabbit out and when to awake the tortoise. So friends, if you are a tortoise, congratulations. If you're not, join me into the journey to become a tortoise. Thanks, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
You can please. stand up so that we can give Toastmaster Ashutosh a standing ovation for his ice-breaking speech.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's way too much.
for you, everyone is standing.
If I stand up, I will not be
People,
seen. So thank you
people
for
are
the
saying you
acknowledgement.
don't qualify to be giving a icebreaker speech. Everyone is standing with a heavy heart. That no, we wanted a prepared speech. With this, we come to an end for our prepared speech section. Okay. So we will be moving on to our second section, which is table topic. But before that, I want to acknowledge someone really, really important, which is our guest who are joining on online. Definitely, I'll come back to you. But let me introduce people who are here with us joining offline. The very first person that I have is Pankaj. So he is our guest, Pankaj. He works with electronics company, Kohler.
Yeah.
So I'll allow him to introduce himself and please share your experience so far. How are you feeling?
Yeah, hi, I'm Pankaj Kumar. I'm working as an enterprise architect with Kohler, and I'm glad to be here with all of you, learning from all your experiences. And thanks for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj, for joining us today. It will be great if you can also have a topic, a random table topic, which I'll give you and talk about it for 2 minutes, if that's comfortable with you.
Yeah, that is how I start. It's like you and me on a random. The topic will be
Right, and it's very simple. Okay. So your topic is you just landed on Earth as an alien. You just landed on Earth as an alien. What would be your first impression of human beings? What would be your first impression of the human beings? And you can take like 1 minute if you whatever you want to think about it.
just think about a childhood story.
Yeah.
Just start telling the truth about humans because now you're an alien.
Yes.
So I landed on this earth as an alien. I would not know how humans interact. How do they speak? How do they acknowledge? What are the emotions in them? And uh, how do they work together? And what all are the emotions they share with each other? So this is what I can say. Thank you.
You had so much to say. So thank you for being with us.
You can take
So next we have guest Tarun Madan. He works. All right. So next we have Tarun is coming back. We have Kunal Puri. He is a real estate businessman. So please welcome our guest. We would love to.
So hi, my name is Kunal Puri. I am basically from Delhi. A few years back, I moved to Gurgaon. I am basically from a IT background, but few years back, I moved into real estate consulting and development. So we have projects going around Delhi NCR, where we are building, developing projects. So that's what I do.
Nice to know that. Yeah. So your topic is.
That's scary though.
That's what she's there. You have 10 hours in traffic with no way out,
Okay.
which could be a case in Gurgaon. It's an everyday.
I could visualize it actually.
So what's your survival plan? If you're stuck in traffic for 10 hours with no way out, then what would be your survival plan?
I think that's very easy because I normally face that. Gurgaon. And what I do whenever I'm stuck in traffic, I'm mostly on phone. So I do most of my calls where, while my driver is driving. So I make the most of it any which ways. That situation basically which I can handle easy. And especially saying when the position comes, I become very comfortable with the that itself. And they'll open me because out how to come out of the thing, but I'll be, focused on what and I'll. So I think that's a very good one as well. Yeah. I just missed out on that one. So yeah, that could be the second aspect when you're done with your work. Then, but how do I go to the? How do I bring the bottle then?
I was referring to the business.
Thanks. Oh.
We have our veteran speaker, Toastmaster Pooja.
So, hi everyone, my name is Pooja. I have been an ex-Toastmaster. Pretty happy to be back here and pretty happy to get my brother along with me. So, very happy. I mean, getting him onto the stage and aaj badla liya gaya. So, and this is like a passionate thing for me and really up for taking the topic and being a part of this group again.
Nice to have you here. The topic is what's the first thing you would do? Someone landed over to you $100K. What will you do with that money? Over to you.
Okay, so the first thing, if somebody hands over $100 to me, would be pretty easy shopping. Maybe I'm not that tech savvy, being into an IT industry also, but so in spite of being in Microsoft, maybe I'll go for a iPhone. I'm not that much into phones also, but why not? If I have something in hand to spend, but even before iPhone, I'm very for dresses, like different kind of dresses, variety. I don't go for brands, but then a variety of dresses, something that I look for. The second thing is maybe getting something special for my daughter. And the next thing for me is I want to get her here soon, being a part of the Toastmaster Club. So by the time she enters into a job, she speaks like all of you. So that is what I would want to have. Thank you and lovely having coming here.
Would like to invite. Would like to invite Meenal. Meenal, would be great if you can pass on your feedback. How did you felt about this meeting?
Okay, sure. So not about the meeting. First, I would like to talk about the club. Sector. This is one of the fourth club I have received, and there was 7 members at that time, and I was very confused at how we will add one more member. so, so, so from the start, this was the club. I thought it is struggling in venue, members, renewal contest, and everything. I can say that. And yes, I'll come to that. So in my all the 8 month journey of area director, I just have to focus on only the BBC because it is only struggling every time. But I have seen that there are members who are very focused, enthusiastic. That I don't know how, but at the end, everything happened well. Everything was well. I don't know how, but they found the place. They get their 300 meeting, and not only this. So after hearing and now I understand why you are delivering the same speech in the 50th meeting to the 300th meeting. And I believe that 400 meeting and in the 350, we will hear the same speech because it is the part of your club, but surviving, but still surviving. It is the best part of this club that you have that kind of members who are that much enthusiastic to make it survive every time ever it was not possible. And yes, really, I must say it is a proud moment for me also that from my area there is a district division champion from this club, and I was not sure if they will participate in contest or not, but now they participated. They won the area level and then also won the division level, and I believe that you also win in the district level. So all the best to you. Uh, no bad thing about this club. Now, after attending the club and meeting all of you, I can say that you all guys are doing very well. And even if the thing will, that's only that's also okay because I know that you will survive anyhow. And I hope that how Anshuman ended his speech with that hope we will have a venue. But I hope that in next 350th meeting, people were struggling to get membership in your club because you must be full with this that you don't have the uh, you don't have the place for the new members. So I wish this for the new club.
You really passed the 30. That gave me so much of inspiration. And yes, so your okay. Okay. I'll now hand it over to Toastmaster Nancy. Toastmaster Nancy, over to you.
Thank you,
Anchor
Toastmaster.
of our club, treasurer.
So in the interest of time, we will call only those people who have not spoken yet. Who wants to go online? Satyakit, you want to go?
Yeah, hi, sure. Definitely, I'll go for it.
Okay. Satyakit, so the topic is, if you throw a party in 2030, what will be the highlights? What will be special about that party in 2030?
Imagine you see yourself, you meet your younger self 5 years back, and you look at where you were with yourself, your parents, and your loved ones. And then you see at yourself now. You see yourself transition, evolved through the setbacks, to the crests and troughs of your experiences, be it work, be it personal relationships, or professional life. Now, 5 years down the line, you would also see those transitions. Some of the aspirations that you have yourself, you have accomplished. For example, I have something. For example, I have something on my own in terms of professional that I want to be taking up a role in the consulting or any other similar role over the next 5 years. In my personal life, for example, I would be looking forward to some more meaningful, deeper relationships or relationships with my parents, with my loved ones. But that transition takes not only the efforts, but also the learnings and the endurance, and also staying true to the values. So that party down the line at 2030 would something entail the idea of sticking to your values and celebrating all the failures, and more than that, the uh, the people who have contributed to that journey itself. I think each one of us should be grateful for that. The experiences, the failures of their experiences, and more than that, the people who have contributed to the success of those experiences, both in professional and personal life. So this is something that I would love to throw and also gain about, I mean, learn about other people's setbacks, and more than that, how they have overcome those setbacks with their loved ones. Over to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Satyika. So you are Toastmaster now?
Yeah, I am a Toastmaster.
Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmasters Satyakit, for the valuable thoughts. It was indeed great that with the learnings and with many setbacks, we'll celebrate our failures and successes. Yeah. Thank you. Who wants to go next? To be Toastmaster, Shivaji, you want to go next?
Hi, Nancy. Am I audible?
You are audible, yeah. So your topic is what luxury today will be a necessity in 2030? What luxury today will be a necessity in 2030?
Hi, everyone. Hi, for Toastmaster. Nowadays, luxury is common thing for everyone. So I believe nature is a necessary and very important nowadays, because we have everything, like we can fly in sky, and we have everyone have AC, all things. But nature, we are not, means we are not connected with nature. What is 100 years ago was we had. So that luxury we have to increase that life.
Thank you. To be Toastmaster Shivaji, yeah, your thoughts were valuable because luxury is something that we cannot achieve today. This is what you mentioned as nature. We should have. If we talk about, we don't have fresh air to breathe in. If we talk about during winter season in NCR, it's like hard to breathe even. That's the real luxury that we hope that we will be in better position in 2030. Thank you, Toastmaster. To be Toastmaster Shivaji. Can we go with one more?
Yes, Toastman Nancy, this will be the last.
Yes, Toastman Nancy, this will be the last.
Okay. So Toastmaster Divya, you want to go? I think she is not available. So maybe we can continue with other evaluations, maybe. Back to you, Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Thank you very much for our table topic master for running smoothly both online and offline Toastmasters table topic session. With this, we are waiting for evaluations. I can understand, but before we move on to evaluations, how many of you would like to listen to the winning speech? Are you saying bye-bye? Or let me call upon this person. When I asked her, could you give me something about you so that I can introduce you? She said, surprise me. And how can I tell her that there's no all of us with her talent finished with winning the contest. Sorry, the division level contest. Can you not hear me? Can't hear you. All right. So let me call upon our champion from our division, Toaster Akanksha. Make the cut, Toastmaster Akanksha.
I hope I'm audible and visible. Of course, to the offline audience, I am. Is that the same for the online ones? Can somebody give me a thumbs up? Okay. So I heard the saying, when one door closes, not another. But does that always happen? I think that sometimes yes, I will be restarting now. The charm. Into that. So let's meet you all again. You heard the saying that when one door closes, God opens another. I think sometimes the universe speaks again about the doors and the windows and leaves us staring at a solid brick wall. No doors, no crack. And so that you you see often and He vanished with my deposit. I thought I had made it until the reality started charging rent. I thought I would move into a Pinteresty apartment, but I moved into a room with an unattached bathroom. Imagine. I thought that independence meant freedom and late nights, but I found that it meant dishes. Immortal dishes. You wash them, you sleep, and you wake up, and there they are, reproducing somehow overnight, and there I was, right next to them, the warrior, defeated by a greasy frying pan. But, the real test wasn't the dishes. The real test came one night when the power went out. No fan, no AC. The apartment, it went silent. I sat on the floor and I lit a candle. Missing the warmth of my home, I picked up my one call and I could undo the cut. One call and I could go back to all the comfort. Sitting there alone that night in the darkness, I realized that the wall that my parents had built, it wasn't holding me back. It was holding me together. I realized that I needed the broker to teach me boundaries, the dishes to teach me discipline, and the distance to finally understand my parents. After that, I stopped seeing them as rule makers and I started seeing them as humans. I saw their pain, their sacrifices, their sleepless nights, and that realization, it completely changed our relationship. When my dad visited my apartment in Bangalore, he walked in with pride and I cooked them dinner. And nobody got food poisoning the next day. We are all happy and healthy even today. But after we were done having the dinner, my dad looked around the apartment. He smiled and said, "You've built a good life." Now, I didn't build that life by staying comfortable. I built that life by breaking through the wall. And my dear audience and guests, whatever your wall is, no one is coming to tear it down for you. You don't need a door or a window. You need a decision. You don't need a hammer. You need the scalpel. Sharp enough to cut the doubt. Precise enough to cut the excuses. And brave enough to cut the comfort. So lift the scalpel and make the cut. Thank you.
Very.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Akanksha. How many of you are feeling inspired to make the cuts? Please make the cuts at home. Maybe try it on vegetable first. But yes, we understand what Akanksha tried to say in speech, that you don't have to fight the resistance that your parents gave. Every resistance have a new learning for you to learn. And until you learn the lesson,
we'll have to keep making those cuts. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Akanksha. And how many of you think that speech was amazing and neat? Definitely requires
Validation.
yeah.
Doesn't require validation.
Doesn't require validation.
All right. So with
All
this,
right. So with this,
we will move
on to our last section of our meeting, which is the evaluation. So again, I would like to call upon our general evaluator, which is again our very own Toastmaster Akanksha. So let me hand over the
Oh,
mic very
maybe you can mute one of the
Thank
laptop.
you.
Okay,
Okay, so without much further ado,
Toastmaster Akanksha.
and in the interest of time, of course, I will straight away call upon the first evaluator for Toastmaster Anshuman, Toastmaster Meena.
Time, please.
I'm so sorry.
Vidhu, a timer says.
Can we start? Okay.
So Anshuman
So Anshuman very well captured the
and
story
emotion of the
and
club.
emotion of the club.
And I think
And I
everyone
think
can relate
everyone
with
can
it.
relate with it.
In the
In
starting,
the
at
starting,
the starting,
at the starting, he just
um,
uh,
tell that
tell
why
that
he is
why
delivering
he
the
is
same
delivering the
speech
same
in every
speech in
special
every
day.
special
It was
day. It was
interesting.
interesting.
And
And in his speech, he also asked the question to the audience. So this is how a good speaker do the engagement in their speech. So it was really a good part. I will also say that your speech was really good. Everyone was engaging, but there is recommendation that you were just standing here. Your hand gestures were really good. Your eye contact were really good. But it would be great if you can use the stage because you were telling a story of your club. You can say from the beginning, from the struggle part, and then the success. So this is how you can make the stage uses better. And after that, there was one more thing that Anshuman can, as the story has the context, emotion, and everything. So maybe because he was very happy that it's a 300 meeting, so he cannot show that sadness and that struggle in his voice, but it can, by using the emotions, he can make the speech more powerful, more impactful if he can show that struggle in his voice, that sadness that they were not finding the place, the venue, or all the struggle with only with the voice. So it could be more impactful to the audience. And other than this, I would just like to uh, say that your story was really interesting. You did it very well. Everyone was engaged, and everyone can relate that how, because we all are Toastmaster, even if we are not, the guest will also know that how dedicated we are towards the Toastmaster and towards this club. So yeah, your story was really good. So you can just by using the stage and making a more, adding a more emotion in your speech, you can make it more impactful. So all the best to you that you have started a new pathway. All the best. Over to you.
Next up, we have Toastmaster. Sorry,
Our guest,
our
Bob
guest
or
Bob
Weber,
or
who
Weber,
was the
who was the
evaluator for
evaluator for
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Nancy.
Bob,
So
over
Bob,
to you.
over to you.
Thank you, Akansha. Can somebody please spotlight Nancy? Hello. Okay. So, Toastmaster Nancy, you were attempting your level 2 speech, and the topic of your speech was turning setbacks into comebacks. Now, one thing that I really loved about the title was it was very much in line with what your speech was. So, a lot of times when we're hearing speakers, their title does not give us any clue about what they're going to talk about. So, kind of takes away the whole essence of it. So, title is something that I've talked about a lot of times is that you have to make it very powerful and you have to use it to your advantage. And I think you've done that beautifully out here. Second part that I loved about your speech was the structure of it, where you had you started with an opening, a clear, very clear opening, and you had the body, and then you finished off with a very nice and very compact conclusion. The fluency was there, so you were not there were no ums and ahs, there were no filler words, so you kind of knew what you're talking about, and you had the story very well rehearsed, which I loved. Now, a couple of things that I would like to kind of point out is first of all is you overshot the time. And I can relate to that is because I'm pretty sure you could not see the timer showing the red, green, and yellow cards because it wasn't very visible. But having said that, I feel as an experienced Toastmaster, you should kind of have that locked down. So since you're on a Zoom call, you can always have your timer running on your phone or can have a stopwatch or a watch in front of you, just that you know how you're going, how you're doing with the timing. So that's kind of unexcusable at this point. So just be mindful about the timing. Second thing is, as I was listening to the speech, it just felt like an interview. Somebody had asked you an interview question, talk about the most challenging job that or comeback story of your job, and you were kind of replying to that answer. So it just felt like I was the interviewer listening to a question I posted, and you're giving us a story about it, that when you've done it in the past. So for that, I would suggest having a little bit more emotions, having a little more stage presence. You kind of having that audience awareness as well, and having some vocal variety. So the vocal variety was not exactly right there. And the body also was very stiff or very static, like mine is right now. Like, there's no emotions in my body, but that's who I am. My speaking style is very like monotonous. It's like a single tonal thing, but which does not always work. So in your context also, it did not really work. So you want to work on the vocal variety, making sure that you're more engaged with the audience in terms of how you walk around the stage and keeping awareness of your time. I loved the way like you had this end where you had to clear one, two, three, four takeaways. And finally, I just love the play of words that you did with the last one, which was setback is a setup. I'm going to steal that and use that in future for some of my speeches as well. Thank you very much, Nancy. Job well done. Best of luck for the next one. And back to you, our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Akansha.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster. Our guest Bob. You should join Toastmasters now because this is you're so regular to the meetings and we keep calling. Yeah, okay. Next up, for our last speaker, who was Toastmaster Ratosh, we have our evaluator Toastmaster Harsh. So, Harsh, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akanksha. Coming to Toastmaster Ashutosh's speech, we have all heard about the Mamba mentality, but what Toastmaster Ashutosh taught today was about the tortoise mentality. And it was really, really inspiring. Starting from the start of the speech, he started with a question which took every audience inside and was a great hook to start with. His voice was very calm and authoritative, like a leader, which it should have, uh, according to the topic he had. He also went to deep into his story. He about the change of department that he was shocked, devastated. Then he introspected. He took us to that transformational journey to make us understand what the tortoise and rabbit mentality exactly is. He even used quotes like the Robin Sharma's quote of that change is glorious at the end, and telling us about the Parkinson's law, which tells that time fills the space for the work to finish. Coming to some areas of improvement, I felt that in an online setting, you could have stood up and made use of space much more. There were little to no hand gestures or body movement, something that I would like you to challenge yourself for the next speech. Second one was that during some parts of the speech, I could feel that you were reading from a script. A way to solve that would be to practice a little more looking at the mirror and rehearsing it. Overall, it was a great speech, great learnings with a great message that we all should adopt a tortoise mentality and not just wait for the end moment to finish things. Overall, it was a great speech, and with the recommendations, you'll you'll become a better leader than you already are. That thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Akansha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh. So, in the interest of time, we are already very, very overdue. We will not be going with remaining or G report. But to conclude one thing, I would like to say that 300th session is a big, big, big milestone. And when we have big occasions, something definitely goes wrong always. You know, in weddings, we have a Naraz Fupa ji or a Mosa ji who's not feeling well, right? But it's just about experiences and making sure we don't repeat the same mistakes again, which we as a club try to and try to not have the same thing. And we'll keep working hard and growing together and have bright beginnings forever in our lives. With that, I'd like to hand it over to the TMOD Toastmaster Meenakshi. Thank you.
The mic wearing ceremony. I'll do it for myself. Thank you, everyone, for being an amazing audience, for amazing participation, for the greatest of all time speech. With this, we conclude our theme, Vision 2030. You see, Einstein did not see the world with the lens of efficiency. He saw the world with the lens of wonders, of mystery, not being the herd, be rare. And let me give you a 90% rule, which will help you in following this vision of 2030. But this is just my vision. Don't quote me on this. 90% of the task that you are stressing about today is all going to be much more simpler, efficient, and easy when it's done by AI. What is that 10%? The 10% is you, your story, your experience, that rare element that you have, which no one can take away from you. So with this, I would like to end this session. Thank you very much for being such a lovely audience and great speakers. Thank you very much. Let me hand over to our presiding officer today, Anshuman, so that we can conclude our speech.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Meenakshi. A huge round of applause for Toastmaster Meenakshi, who's come down from the beautiful city of Meerut, not through Namo Bharat, but through Team Uber. So thank you, Uber, for getting Toastmaster Meenakshi here. And thank you everyone for joining today. 300 meeting is pretty special. We'll remember it to just the technicalities. But first of all, the patient online audience, you who Toastmaster Nancy, Toastmaster Tom, Toastmaster Shivaji, I see Ashutosh, I see Satyakit. Thanks a lot for being so patient and being there with us till the end. Waiting for 45 minutes for a meeting to start is not so easy. I realize it living in Noida day after day. But but in person and enjoying that is quite important. One person could not introduce soon to be Toastmaster Tarun. Right? So Tarun, if you come on the stage, introduce yourself, and we'll have a special surprise for you also. We can't miss you giving a speech too.
All right. Hi everyone. Am I audible? Just
Yes.
wanted to check after the so many glitches. Thank you. So hi, I am TM, not Toastmaster, but Tarun Madan for now. Maybe soon the abbreviation would have a different full form. But I am personally associated with American Express as a senior manager for data engineering. That's what I do for work. That's my bread and butter. But what keeps me awake at night is the passion to find art in every sense. So I love all forms of art, and that's what keeps me up and keep me. Why I'm today is because I have my and taken a while because I have toast since morning. But what excited me was the Toastmasters. So after having the toast, I'm right back here. So you can understand that's the rigor this club brings in. And coming to the word of the day, another thing that I'm back here is nostalgia. That's the reason. So when I came here in the morning, what I felt was nostalgic, going back to the college days, wherein unlike your corporate world where people are ready to pull you down, these are the set of folks who are ready to be with you, have your back, and say, I'm your assessor, I'll help you improve. Come, let's improve together. That's what my perception of Toastmaster today is, and that's what I want to take back with. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
We can't leave you without giving a speech because that's a tradition Toastmaster. We could take the.
So I have to?
Yeah, I'll be giving a talk.
Okay, I'll try.
So, Toastmaster, soon to be Toastmaster Tarun Madan TM. Why are credit cards important for humanity?
Wow.
Why are credit cards important for humanity? TM.
Okay. So I think he purposefully chose that because I am from American Express. That's predominantly a credit card organization. So why credit card is important for humanity is the word credit. So credit is something that has been long sort of present in all culture across the world. When you don't have a penny to spend, but you definitely have a wish or a vision to spend, so you plan that if I get X amount, I'll probably pay it back. So credit was there, credit is there, credit would be there. And if I shift the perspective, credit is just not transaction of money. Credit is if you got some happiness from somebody, you know you have to give it back. So if we bring the credit culture in our emotions in our daily life, I think that is of prime importance rather than the financial aspect of it. So leave the card aside. Let's give back while we take from the world. That's my take.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Tarun PM. All right. Before we move on, we have something special. Yes, something special for someone. But before we introduce someone, I invite our area directors. We have two area directors in the room. Toastmaster Sean and Toastmaster Meenal to come on the stage, please. So we are still like a 300 meeting club, but we are, as Toastmaster Meenal mentioned, at 7 member, at an 8 member. The she wants me to become minimum members for the team. So she's saying regularly we get 7 and she usually find 8 members. But for a little team like ours to make it the district level is not easy like as a, from a speech perspective. And we have Kacha, a wonderful member who moved the district level. So I'd like to invite those fans on the stage and something
Oh, hi. Yo, Sanskar. You guys are on mute, actually. But anyway, bye bye. Have fun.